11 graduates are making waves as the newest class of the South Carolina Commercial Seafood Apprenticeship Program. Let's welcome Abigail Krug, graduate of the program, and Pete Cornack, owner of Cape Island Clam Farm. Glad to have you both. Welcome back.
Good to see you. Good to be back.
Good to have you. Abigail, you're part of the next crop, the new generation that's carrying this industry forward. Curious to know why you decided to pursue this career.
I decided to pursue this career because I wanted to be a marine veterinarian, but then I found out that they were not in the water. And so my college went ahead and told me to go ahead and do this program, and I went ahead in this program and I learned that they're always in the water, and I love that.
Yeah, so what were some of the things that you learned?
Some things that I learned was that our food, and learning that more as an aquaculture standpoint. Coming from Indiana, I never got to learn aquaculture. I learned mainly agriculture. So it was really nice to understand more of an aquaculture aspect.
I was going to say, you coming from Indiana, it's an interesting career path because you obviously, your soul longed for the coast. You wanted to be in the ocean. Tell us a little bit more, Pete, so how you came into this business, and did you grow up in this business?
I didn't.
Was it passed along?
I grew up in Delaware, Rehoboth Beach, and I had the ocean on one side and the bay on the other, so I was always in the water.
Sure.
And I loved it my whole life. I used to clam and oyster just for recreation. Then I got in the restaurant business, and I did that for about 40 years. And finally sold my restaurant and said, I want to go back to the water, which I did. So now I have Cape Island Clam Farms in Cape Romaine.
So you see it from both sides?
Yes.
From the producer side and also those that need it.
Yes.
So that's really interesting. How important is a program such as this, and to see these young, bright, shiny generations coming up and entering into this industry? Because we know that it exists elsewhere in the world, but it's important to keep it domestic here.
Well, that's the whole point of this, is to get the next generation involved and let them know that, you know, there's a good life out there, and there's something so rewarding about harvesting from the sea and taking and feeding your community and even broader the whole state and country. And you just don't get that in a 9-to-5 job.
Sure,
you know?
Not at all.
And you know, our fleets are getting older, and we need to get the next generation involved so they can come along and keep this going on, and it's sustainable, and it's fun.
What are the challenges?
Imported shrimp.
As we've heard.
Yeah, that's a hot topic around here now.
It is a very hot topic,
Loss of waterfronts, environmental concerns, and just overdevelopment of our coastal areas. And you know, it costs money to have waterfront property.
Sure.
So there's not many places around anymore, so the ones we have we want to keep.
Yeah, and so have you learned of new technologies? Are you prepared to use new technologies, or is it all old school?
So my group, actually, we're all liking the old school, and but we are trying to figure out some aspects. And the funny thing is, all 11 apprentices, we're still bonding and talking to each other and making sure we're all good, and we're wanting to come up with something in the future.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about all the industries of the world, from car manufacturing to construction, architecture, all these things, those evolve over time. Would you say that this is something that's kind of consistent and maintains an old world because technique?
You can't rush time or the tides. You know, so you're always working on a schedule that's not that is natural. It's not, you know.
That's a good way of putting it.
So
you can't rush the tides.
I know. You can't rush the tides. And you know, a lot of the old technology is what you're doing is basic and repetitive, but it's in a changing environment.
Sure.
So yeah, the old ways work well, and that's kind of what we stuck with. But there's a lot of new technology involved in the mariculture industry side of it, and you know, just becoming more sustainable in all of our old school stuff has come a long way.
So what do you look for in an apprentice?
Well, this year's group was everything that we started this program for. They were all involved in the water. They were all involved in all the processes. They were so excited about taking everything in, and they bonded. They really did. They had each other's back.
Gotta have the passion.
And when you're out on the water, you know, things can go wrong quick, so you got to trust your teammates. And these kids got it. And I saw them, and I had hope for the future for our industry now.
That's wonderful to hear.
It really was.
So what's next for you, Abigail?
What's next is actually I'm competing in a National American Miss. I don't know, have you heard
No,
of
what
it?
is this?
So it's a program based for young women trying to help us pursue a business and go into like talent, actressing and all that. So to help us young women to speak and
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So building some of those soft skills to go along with the technical skills, but you plan on staying in this industry?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing the nationals. I'm a national qualifier, and I am going to be speaking about the program.
Congratulations.
And kind of pursuing and helping people learn more about commercial fishing.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
For people who are watching this who have an interest in pursuing this kind of a career, where should they go?
Go to the Commercial Seafood Apprenticeship Program.
Yeah.
Look it up online at the Sea Grant
right.
Consortium.
Sea Grant Consortium.
Yeah, and
All right.
I'd like to thank Sea Grant. Sea Grant's been the national office and the local office.
Absolutely.
It's been great.
Terrific.
Couldn't have got off the ground without them.
Thank you both so much for sharing with us, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Got a great future ahead of you.
right.
We'll be back after this.